So as an addendum to the previous video, I was thinking about talking about Gatsby and where Nick says you can't repeat the past. And Jay Gatsby says, can't repeat the past? Well, of course you can. Not only can you not repeat the past, but look at all the damage that Gatsby does by trying to relive and recreate the past. He actually ends up trying to break up the marriage between Daisy and Tom Buchanan. As in his absence, when he was off gallivanting about Europe in the war and then making his fortune in nefarious ways, he comes back to try to recreate the past. He's very wealthy. He thinks that that's what Daisy wants, and Tom is also wealthy. She's married him in the meantime. He comes back. He throws these lavish parties in order to try to just in the hopes that Daisy, being a society person, would show up at one of his parties and they would reconnect and they would go back to 5 years prior when they were in love and under the moonlight and that wonderful scene. But he's going to break up. He has to break up this marriage in order to make that happen. In doing so, not only that, but poor Myrtle. I mean, Myrtle comes in. And she's like an innocent victim here, sort of, although she is having an affair with Tom. That's Tom's lover. And think about the symbolism here with Daisy and Myrtle. Daisy being the flower and the center of attention, and Myrtle being basically ground cover or background, not a very attractive plant, but ground cover in more ways than one, because, of course, not to spoil anything for you, but she gets hit by Jay Gatsby's car, and then we find out later that Daisy was actually driving. So is it intentional? Is it not? Gatsby's going to take the fall for it, but Daisy was at the wheel, so he's actually precipitated a kind of a murder almost, whether voluntary or involuntary, and all because he wants to try to recreate the past. So talk about wreckage of the past. He wrecks a car, and a woman dies as a result of it. So there's so much going on in this book. The idea being that while there's sophisticated elites, and she'll have her lover and he'll have his lover, but it gets so much more complicated. And then of course Gatsby trying to recreate the past, and I think that's the whole point. And the reason that Gatsby comes to such a bitter and terrible end at the end of the book is because he's trying to do something that's unnatural, and he's trying to upset the natural order of things by attempting to change the flow of events and reset time, as it were. So those were some additional thoughts that I had about Gatsby. Feel free to expound upon these or disagree with them if you like. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about this wonderful book. Share in the comments below if you like. Thank you very much.